What is up, last drifters? Today we're going to be making a cool little function. We're going to make our zombies from our zombie survival map explode on impact. So let's go ahead and just dive in and get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add an editable device called ED. This is going to be an explosive device that we can use later in our code. So let's just start by adding ED, and it's going to be an explosive device. We're going to set that equal to an explosive device. Cool. So now we have the explosive device written. We're just going to add two simple functions. We already have our on-creature eliminated function where we're detecting if these zombies are eliminated, and all we're doing is setting our zombie count or creature count -1. But we're going to amend that function to go ahead and drop the explosive when they die also. So let's just go ahead and create a new function here. And we can just call this explode. And we're going to ask for a transform here. We're going to feed it a transform. And we're also going to feed it a agent, so we know where to explode. Cool. And then we are going to suspend this function because we're going to spawn it. Cool. And now in our function, all we're going to do is create a position for this explosion. So am I spelling that correctly? I don't think so, but it is okay. Maybe we are. So we're just going to call this explosive position here. And we're going to set that equal to our C, which are our transform that we're feeding it. We're going to just translate. We're going to translate. Oh, I cannot spell today. Please forgive me. We're going to translate this, and we're just going to add a little bit to the Z of the vector 3, because I found that it does not spawn them in the proper place unless you add this little delay, so we can spawn it exactly where the player was. So all we're doing here is we're defining the X, Y, and Z of this vector 3, and all we're going to do is add 50 to the Z here. Could get it a little bit just more on the player. And this should actually be a squiggly bracket. As should this squiggly bracket. It does not like this because we need to set it equal. And I don't know what I'm typing so crazily today, so please forgive me for that. And my Visual Studio Code is also slightly messed up, so we're doing the best we can here. We're going to set Z also equal to 50. There we go. Very nice. So why can I not type today? That is a question you might be asking yourself. And the answer is no one is really sure. So we have our position set. There we go. Next, we're going to just check. We're just going to make an if statement, something that could fail. We're just going to say, we can actually do this. If the ED teleports, oh, excuse me, that needs to be capitalized. Teleport to, and then we're going to make it teleport to our explosion position. And we're going to set it to the rotation of our transform, which we will be feeding in a moment here. Rotation. Great. And then, so if that happens, what happens? Colon, not a semicolon there. We're going to sleep for just 0.1 to just kind of delay this function 1 second, or excuse me, 0.1 second. Or just to have a little delay so it doesn't spawn right when the creature dies. We're gonna have a little delay there to kind of make sure the timing works well and everything happens. Sometimes if you do it right when it happens, the creature can die and it cannot register it, so it won't spawn, or it will spawn it when the creature revives because it's taking their new position. So we're just gonna have a little delay there, and we're just gonna say we're gonna get our ED device that we made, and we're just gonna say explode here. So we're just gonna trigger the built-in explode function, and then we will call it to our agent here. And then after that, all we're going to do is reset our explosive device. So there we go. There's our nice little explosion function. It should explode when a zombie is killed now. So now we just actually have to trigger this interaction when an actual zombie is killed. So here on our creature eliminated, we're getting our device interaction result. and we have our target here. So we're looking for our target here. So let's go ahead and just check to make sure that there is a target. So we can enter down. So we can just say if, then we can use a classic naming principle here. Just say if fort equals agent dot get fort character. Oops, close brackets. So if we have a fort character there, then we are going to get the transform of that fort character. So we can call this C transform, creature transform, and then we can say that's equal to the fort, our fort get transform. There we go. And then we can just go ahead and spawn this explode function. So we can just call the spawn, use our curly brackets. We're just going to say explode. And then where do we explode? On our C-trans, our creature transform. And who do we explode? We're going to explode our agent. We can save that, and that should be our full function right there. So let's go ahead and run this in UEFN, see what happens. We can compile our verse code. So we're gonna we need to go ahead and put an explosive device in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our Fortnite devices here and add an explosive device. Nice. So we can just put that somewhere here. We'll lower it so players can't see that. And sure, player damage. 50 seems a little high. We'll turn it down to 25. We'll go to our feature manager. And our explosive device should be here. Okay, so we just add that. I'm on a mouse today, so it's a bit difficult to properly do this. Cool, but now we're gonna go ahead and launch the session. Save these selected things. We kill zomboids. We should begin an explosion too, but we'll just see about that. There we go. We got a nice nighttime feature. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, so those are exploding and working well. We gotta make it actually explode though, because on that one it did not explode. You're actually having to shoot it. But we are spawning the exploder, which is good. So let's just go ahead and make a small change here.
Okay, so let's my code one more time. So why are we not exploding? I don't know if it's because of agent. We need to assume the agent. Yeah, so agent should be outside there. It's not explode. So we're gonna leave here. We'll fire up. If I remove the sleep, does that happen? Okay. Okay. So this is without a sleep right here. We get zomboid coming.
Zomboy. There we go. Exploding. Boom. But for some reason, only the one explodes. So I'm going to have to look into that, but that is how you do the basics here anyway. We will continue to iterate on this and get them exploding immediately. But yeah, if you have any other videos you'd like to see, please comment and let us know. We'll be happy to add those. Damn, these explosions are a little too strong. Oh, whoa, you see that flip effect? That was cool. Anyway, have a good day. Keep on rifting.